India is invested in justice for Shraddha. I'm Shiv Aroor. These are the headlines. Aftab Poonawala burnt his girlfriend Shraddha's face to hide her identity, say police sources. He drank beer, smoked while dismembering Shraddha, ordered food, watched Netflix after butchering her into pieces. Aftab's police custody has been extended by 5 more days. More proof emerges against him. He had 300 pending water bill despite 20,000 litres of free water in the capital. The police conclude he used so much water to soften Shraddha's body before chopping it. No relief meanwhile for Delhi Minister Satyendra Jain in the money laundering case against him. Delhi court rejects his plea for bail. Congress leader Kamal Nath faces flak for cutting a temple-shaped cake with Hanuman sitting on top of it. This was during his birthday celebration. Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren appears before Enforcement Directorate in connection with illegal mining case. JMM chief slams ED action, calls it vindictive. His party stages protests. And at 5 p.m. on day 4, these are the top key developments in the gruesome Shraddha Walkar murder case. Big development number 1 at 5 p.m. Delhi police have gotten 5 days extended custody of Aaftab Poonawala. The police say that it wanted at least 1 more week's custody to complete its preliminary investigations and gather all physical and circumstantial evidence. Big development number 2, killer Aaftab Poonawala has given his consent for a narco test. The police have sought this test as they claim he's been giving false information from the very first day and trying to mislead investigators. Big development number 3 today. In a chilling admission to the police, according to them, Aftab told the Delhi police that he took 10 hours to chop Shraddha's body into as many as 35 pieces. He's even told the police, allegedly, that he would consume beer and smoke cigarettes during breaks between the chopping up of his girlfriend's body. Big development number 4, as the police are looking for Shraddha's missing head for 3 days and counting now. The alleged killer has confessed that he burnt Shraddha Walkar's face to hide her identity. The police had found one severed head from the jungles of Delhi in June and are now going to run a DNA test on it to see if it matches Shraddha's profile or not. And development number 5, Aftab used a vacuum cleaner and bleach powder to get rid of blood stains from the floors of his home after butchering Shraddha into pieces. He bought a vacuum days after he allegedly murdered Shraddha. I want to go across now first to our reporters. Akshay Dongre and Shreya Chatterjee are going to be joining me in just a moment on this story. Arvind Ojha and Rahul Gautam are also with us. But first, I want to get you the developments that have taken place right through today. Take a look at this report.
Butchered into 35 pieces. Her face burnt to conceal identity. Her body kept in shower to soften. Just when you thought it couldn't get worse, Shraddha murder revelations get more gruesome and murkier. Aftab has reportedly admitted that he took 10 hours to chop Shraddha's body into 35 pieces. In between sawing the body, Aftab took breaks, drinking beer, smoking cigarettes. Once the job of cutting Shraddha into pieces was complete, Aftab ordered food from an online platform. He then ate the food while watching Netflix. Inside scoop accessed by India Today revealed that Aftab strangled Shraddha on the bed before chopping her into pieces. To hide her identity, Aftab then burned Shraddha's face before disposing her severed head off. When asked where, Aftab either remains tight-lipped or gives misleading answers. During combing Aftab's horror house, cops found blood stains only in the kitchen on one of the lower shelves where the gas cylinder was kept. Aftab allegedly used chemicals and bleach to destroy blood traces from the murder spot and fridge where he stored dismembered body parts. Aftab also allegedly bought a vacuum cleaner to clean the house after the murder. Cops are also looking at the mystery of Aftab's spending water bill of rupees 300. While residents get 20,000 litres of water free and get no due in bills, the excessive water use points to Aftab using large quantity of water to soften the body before cutting it and washing the house. Delhi cops are also doing DNA tests on a severed head they found in East Delhi in June to ascertain if it is Shraddha's missing skull. Bureau Report, India Today.
Now I want to take you through more details because they've been emerging on day 4 of this investigation into Shraddha's murder. More details of precisely what actually happened as far as the act of killing Shraddha is concerned. I'm going to speak to our producer because I'm not getting a clear command. Can you tell me what I'm supposed... Let's take you through what happened once Shraddha had been killed. Let's take you through what happened. Okay, I'm going to give you some clear information right now about what happened. Aftab sat on Shraddha's chest to strangulate her, which suggests that he may have killed her before, or at least she may have been unconscious before she was actually strangled. He dragged the body to the bathroom and then he dumped it there. He waited till the morning to decide how to dispose of the body. That's when he probably Googled about how to cut the body up, etc. So this is information about how the body was first, how he first killed Shraddha and then strangulated her when she was possibly unconscious. He then soaked the body in water to soften it. He purchased a fridge. This is information you already know, of course, to store Shraddha's body. He got some kind of a sharp object or a razor saw to start dismembering her remains, her body, inside the house. He took 10 hours, says the police. This is what he apparently confessed to them, to cut the body into 35 pieces and took intermittent breaks during the process of chopping the body. He drank beer, he smoked cigarettes, is what the police tell us he has said during the interrogation. And he filled the body parts into 18 different black plastic bags, like garbage bags. He then ordered food, watched television, watched Netflix, whatever it is, while he ate. And then over the next few days, he disposed of her body parts in the Ridge area of Delhi. We've got some breaking news coming in now. The top forensic officer probing Shraddha's death has spoken exclusively to India Today. He tells us the following pieces of information, and listen very carefully to this, viewer, because this is complicated. We're going to try and break it down and simplify it for you as much as possible. The forensic team has found traces of blood at only one place in the flat. The blood was found in the kitchen of Aftab and Shraddha's flat. Aftab has said that a piece of Shraddha's body was kept in the kitchen as well, from where blood marks were allegedly found. Traces of blood were also found from where Aftab could not do the cleaning. Bones have been found in a drain in Mehrauli, is also a piece of information that we are getting at this point of time.
आप कमरे में गए तो कहाँ कहाँ ब्लड मिला था ये जानना?
नहीं, बस एक जगह ही मिला, किचन में नीचे।
अच्छा, बाकी मतलब वो जो बाकी कमरा जैसे बेड या बाथरूम वो किस तरह का था?
नहीं, हमें नहीं मिला उस दिन, जिस दिन हमारी टीम गई थी।
अच्छा, और कमरे का क्या स्थिति था वहाँ पर, मतलब क्या अगर जैसे आप लोगों ने क्या क्या?
क्लीन था, ज्यादा क्लीन था कमरा, क्लीन कर रखा था उन्होंने, कहीं भी फ्रिज और कमरा, सारी चीजें, बाथरूम सब क्लीन कर रखे थे।
मतलब एक नहीं कई बार क्लीनिंग था
शायद।
अच्छा
क्योंकि काफी लंबा लॉन्ग टाइम हो गया तो क्लीनिंग अच्छी तरह से होती रही होगी।
अच्छा
ब्लड के मार्क जो जहाँ क्लीन नहीं हो पाए वहीं पे मिल पाया एक दो जगह,
अच्छा
बाकी और कहीं मिला नहीं।
अच्छा। तो क्या मतलब आप लोगों ने कोई केमिकल जो आप लोग इस्तेमाल करते हैं एफएसएल की टीम, तो वो लोगों ने यूज किया ना, ताकि अगर कहीं ब्लड मिटा दिया जाए तो रिकवर हो जाए?
हाँ करा था हमने यूज, पर वो स्टेन काफी खत्म ही थे, क्योंकि देखिए 6 महीने में वो डेली अगर वो करते हैं तो खत्म हो जाएगी कोई भी चीज।
अच्छा
अगर 2 4 5 10 दिन का टाइम होता, वो कितना भी वाश कर लेते तब भी हमें कुछ मिलता, पर 6 महीने तक उसने जाने कितना केमिकली वाश किया है तो वो सारी चीजें खत्म हो गई। ये हो सकता है।
अच्छा। और नहीं, जैसे उसने वो जो अक्यूज भी आपके साथ रहा होगा, तो उसने क्या बताया कि क्या कहाँ पे काटा मारा ये वो?
वो उसमें बाथरूम में काटा।
अच्छा,
जब
बाथरूम।
काटता था तो पानी चला लेता था।
अच्छा, तो बाथरूम में फिर आप लोग को ब्लड स्टेन नहीं मिला?
नहीं नहीं नहीं, देखिए बाथरूम में तो मिलने के वैसे भी कम चांस होते हैं, क्योंकि पानी चलता रहता है, सॉप भी पड़ा होता है, डिटर्जेंट भी पड़े होते हैं, और उसके बाद भी वो इतना साथ रहे सब सारी फ्रिज को और उसको सबको केमिकल से साफ कर रहा, तो बाथरूम भी उसने नेचुरली साफ करा हो।
अच्छा, नहीं तो मतलब आप लोग जो आपकी टीम के
नहीं
साथ आफ्ताब के साथ आप लोग गए बाथरूम में, तो
नहीं
फिर
मिला हमें।
कोई ब्लड स्टेन नहीं मिला?
नहीं।
Let's go across to Arvind Oja now, live from the Chhatarpur forest. Arvind, ये एक बहुत बड़ा एक्सक्लूसिव है, फोरेंसिक ऑफिसर जो है बहुत सारे पॉइंट्स दिए हैं जो सामने आए हैं। आप अभी वो छतरपुर फॉरेस्ट में है, ये इन्वेस्टिगेशन कैसे आगे गया है अरविंद अभी?
देखिए शु, जब से ये पूरा इंसिडेंट सामने आया, इंडिया टुडे ने एक के बाद एक तमाम अपडेट्स अपने व्यूअर्स तक रखे हैं, लेकिन दिल्ली पुलिस ने शुरुआत में तो बोला, लेकिन उसके बाद कोई ऑफिसर सामने नहीं आया था और अलग अलग कहानियां चल रही। लेकिन फर्स्ट टाइम वो फॉरेंसिक एक्सपर्ट जिससे इंडिया टुडे ने बात की है, वो फॉरेंसिक एक्सपर्ट जो उस फ्लैट पे गया था जहां पर श्रद्धा का मर्डर हुआ था। दरअसल जब भी दिल्ली में कोई इंसिडेंट होता है तो एफएसएल की टीम बुलाई जाती है दिल्ली पुलिस के साथ। यहाँ पर जो इंडिया टुडे से जिन्होंने बात की है वो आफ्ताब के साथ और दिल्ली पुलिस के साथ उस फ्लैट पे गए थे। पहला जो बड़ा खुलासा इंडिया टुडे पर यह है कि एक लीड जरूर मिली है, उस फ्लैट से एक ब्लड स्टेन एक स्पॉट से मिला है जिसका सैंपल लिया है एफएसएल ने। उसके अलावा जो दूसरा सबसे बड़ा खुलासा यह किया है कि क्यों ब्लड स्टेन नहीं मिल पाया, क्योंकि जो बॉडी है उस बॉडी को चॉप करता था वो बाथरूम में और शावर चला देता था, इस वजह से जो ब्लड था वो पूरी तरह से वहां से बाहर आ गया। तीसरा जो बड़ा सबसे खुलासा किया है फॉरेंसिक एक्सपर्ट ने कि आफ्ताब के से पूछताछ के बाद ही, जहां इस वक्त मैं मौजूद हूं, यहां पर एक नाली है, वहां से कुछ बोन्स रिकवर हुए हैं। ये काफी अहम लीड होगी क्योंकि आफ्ताब से पूछताछ के बाद आफ्ताब ने जो लीड दी थी उसके बाद वो बोन्स रिकवर हुए हैं। और यहां आपको बताऊं कि श्रद्धा के फादर का जो डीएनए है एम्स में लिया जा चुका है, तो जो श्रद्धा के फादर का डीएनए है और ये बोन्स का डीएनए है, ये दोनों अगर मिल जाता है तो ये एस्टेब्लिश्ड हो जाएगा कि वो श्रद्धा का मर्डर हो चुका है। लेकिन ये फॉरेंसिक एक्सपर्ट ने कई खुलासे कर दिए। सबसे बड़ा खुलासा यह कि किस तरीके से आफ्ताब ने पूरा जो कमरा था उसको साफ किया हुआ था, एक नहीं कई बार साफ किया था, जो फ्रिज था उसको कई बार साफ किया हुआ था, लेकिन एक जगह ब्लड का स्टेन मिला हुआ है जो काफ़ी अहम लीड हो सकता है। उसके अलावा कुछ बोन्स मिले हैं आफ्ताब के लीड पर, उसका डीएनए जांच होगा, उससे ये एस्टेब्लिश्ड हो सकता है। तो ये अपने आप में एक बड़ा खुलासा फर्स्ट टाइम इंडिया टुडे पर उस फॉरेंसिक एक्सपर्ट ने किया है जो उस फ्लैट में पहुंचे हुए थे एविडेंस कलेक्ट करने के लिए।
Arvind, thank you very much for that very crucial update on the investigation. Remember, with all the inputs that Arvind and his crime team have been bringing us ever since they broke the story on Monday, one of the big questions is, what do we know and what questions are still answered? What has been recovered and what is still missing? As the Delhi police are working day and night to try and solve this case and nail it down, there's still a lot missing, but also a lot recovered by the police. And that's what we've been bringing to you here on India Today every single hour. While the police have found or claim to have found the van where Aaftab allegedly dumped Shraddha's blood-soaked clothes, they're yet to find the razor saw he allegedly used to cut her body into pieces. But there's ample evidence so far, they say, that nails Aaftab Poonawala. Take a look.
India's most gory murder has sent a chill down everyone's spine. Despite mind-numbing findings and horrifying revelations, there are several missing pieces in the murder probe jigsaw being probed by the Delhi police. The Delhi police have managed to track down the garbage van used by Aaftab to dispose of Shraddha's blood-soaked clothes after the murder. But the razor saw used to cut up Shraddha's body into 35 pieces is still missing. The seller, however, has been traced. Aftab had even bought a vacuum cleaner to wipe off blood stains from the floor of the house. The seized vacuum cleaner will be a crucial piece of evidence for prosecution.
आप देखेंगे श्रद्धा के मर्डर के बाद आफ्ताब ने लाइट वैक करके एक वैक्यूम क्लीनर मंगाया और इस क्लीनर में सबसे खास बात आप जो समझेंगे वो ये है कि ये क्लीनर किसी भी जगह को स्पॉटलेस कर देता है, यानी कि वहां पर कोई भी दाग धब्बा आपको नजर नहीं आएगा, यानी कि साफ है कि बिल्कुल साक्ष्यों को मिटाने के लिए इस क्लीनर का प्रयोग किया गया था।
About 13 bones have been recovered from the jungles in Chhatarpur and Mehrauli. The police are still looking for Shraddha's severed head. They did find one skull in June, but it's yet to be confirmed whether it's Shraddha's or not. The Delhi police have Shraddha's call record details and proof of online transactions by Aftab using her phone. The mobile phone itself hasn't been traced yet. Aftab kept impersonating Shraddha and used her Instagram account and even chatted with her friends using her phone after allegedly killing her. Police say his mum on where her phone was disposed of.
सुनाई पड़ा कि वो लोग झगड़ा करते थे और वो भाग के नीचे भाग जाते थे झगड़ा करते कि वो शायद होता होगा और सब लोग बोल रहे थे कि इधर बैठ के लोग झगड़ा करते थे और नीचे से सब लोग देखते थे वो लोग का तमाशा वो सब वो नहीं इतना ही मैंने सुना उसके बारे में और कुछ नहीं बता सकते.
Though some neighbors and the owner of the house have confirmed that the couple had a bitter relationship, the police are also waiting for CCTV images that may have some evidence. The problem? Most CCTV cameras have footage of only 15 days and Shraddha was killed around 6 months ago. With Aftab constantly changing his statement, the police are yet to join the missing dots. With Akshay Dongre, Shreya Chatterjee and Rahul Gautam in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
Now remember, ever since India Today broke the story on Monday, the Delhi police has put out a steady stream of unofficial information. The Delhi police has come on record on many pieces of information, but certain nuggets have come out by way of Delhi police sources. They are not put out officially, but the Delhi police has been speaking to journalists on a daily basis in our crime team. And now they claim that these are the 10 pieces of proof that they believe already nail Aaftab Poonawala. The investigation, of course, will continue, but consider these 10 pieces of proof that the Delhi police say are pretty strong. Number one, the fridge and the vacuum cleaner used for the crime have been recovered. Number two, the man who sold the razor saw to Aaftab Poonawala has also been traced. Number three, the online platform used to buy chemicals, the acid and the chemicals to wash away the blood, that has also been identified. Number four, evidence of an abusive relationship has been corroborated through friends and family. Number five, statements of neighbors, the plumber, common friends, people who lived in that area, has also corroborated, many people's worst fears as far as the nature of that relationship was concerned. Revelation by a doctor who treated Aftab about a cut injury that he got on his hand, possibly inflicted while he was chopping up Shraddha's body. Bones found in the Chhatarpur forest, account for the most significant material evidence of the crime and how it was committed. Number 8, Shraddha's mobile call details. Remember, her phone has not been traced yet, but triangulation of call details has been done. Also, an online financial transaction using Shraddha's account has also been obtained by the police. And finally, the last location of Shraddha's phone is understood to be that Chhatarpur flat where Aaftab and she had lived after eloping from Mumbai. So those are the 10 pieces of information that the Delhi police believe are more than enough to nail Aaftab Poonawala for the killing of Shraddha Walkar. We've got some more breaking news coming in now. The Delhi police plan to take Aaftab Poonawala to Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand, as the couple, that is Aaftab and Shraddha, had stayed there for a brief while as well. The police plan to take Aaftab to the Parvati Valley in Himachal Pradesh. Meanwhile, the Delhi police have also will be applying for a narco test at the Rohini Forensic Science Laboratory in Delhi, after which the lab will allot a time. So two big developments at this point of time. One, that Aaftab Poonawala is going to be taken by the Delhi police to Himachal Pradesh, to a place called the Parvati Valley, apparently, where the couple had spent some time. We're going to try and get a word in about precisely why this is the case. Akshay Dongre is live with me from the Mehrauli police station. Let me just go straight across to him. Akshay, a significant piece of information. The Delhi police plan to take Aaftab to the Parvati Valley in Himachal Pradesh. Why? Why are they planning to do this? What happened there?
Well, according to police sources, Shiv, both Aftab and Shraddha briefly travelled to Parvati Valley. They stayed there, and according to the confession that Aftab has made, the information that he is giving, as well as the information that has come to the police from the friends of Aftab, or rather the friends of Shraddha Walker, the couple used to travel a lot to the hills. They used to go to Uttarakhand, they used to go to Himachal, and that's what the Delhi police is trying to establish right now, that what exactly, where did they used to go, where did they used to stay, and did they know somebody there? Is there another piece of witness that they can try and find there? But as far as the entire investigation is concerned, Shiv, it is a good news that the police have got extension of the police remand, because as of now, the information that is now coming down, the confession that are being made every day, it is now making sense, because yesterday only Aftab confessed that he earlier planned to kill Shraddha Walker 10 days back, but since she started crying, he stopped. However, now it is making sense that the entire thing had to be planned, Shiv, because the entire thing has been done in such a meticulous manner that police is not able to find much evidences here, and that it seems that exactly was the reason that Aftab did not kill Shraddha then, because maybe he had to do a lot of planning about how to get away with the crime, how to get away with the evidences, and that exactly is the reason that police is now that it has got another remand, another 5 days of remand, the police will travel to everywhere, find all the missing links that are there in this story, to ensure that there is a watertight case against Aaftab Poonawala, and he in any way possible cannot escape the wrath of law after committing such a heinous crime. Shiv?
Thanks very much for getting us that update. Interesting update, taking Aaftab for the first time out of Delhi, this time to the Himachal Parvati Valley, where the couple had spent some time together. Now, remember, the next big thing that happens after 5 days extension of remand was granted by a court today. The next big thing that's expected to happen in this case is a narco test of Aaftab Poonawala. Now, he's been changing his statements from this to that, and that's the reason why the Delhi police had applied for permission to hold a narco test. That's been granted. Now it's just a question of getting that slot at Delhi's Rohini Forensic Science Laboratory. But what is a narco test? You've heard about it in earlier crime stories as well. Let's refresh your memory.
Modern world's clinical interrogation, the narco analysis examination, is one of the trusted methods used by investigators against a non-cooperative accused. But what is a narco test? It is a psychological test with scientific tools. Sodium pentothal IB drug is given to the suspect. The patient turns dissociated. The suspect is questioned in this sedated state. The uninhibited patient reveals the truth. This whole process is done under the supervision of a doctor. Narco analysis is like other scientific techniques like lie detector tests used by investigators. Ajmal Amir Kasab, the only terrorist in the 2008 Mumbai terror strikes captured alive, was subjected to narco analysis test to corroborate the confession. In a subconscious state, he elaborately revealed training and plan hatched by Pakistan. Between 2008 and 2010, Noida dentist Dr. Rajesh Talwar, his wife Nupur, and also compounder Krishna underwent the test as suspects in the Arushi murder case, but the results were inconclusive. In 2007, Moninder Singh Pandher and his servant Surendra Kohli also had to face the same examination at the Directorate of Forensic Science Lab to establish involvement in serial murders of women and children in Nithari Bungalow. They were convicted later. Bureau Report, India Today.
India Today also spoke once again to Shraddha's father, Vikas Walkar, in Maharashtra. Listen into this conversation. It's the second time her father has spoken to India Today.
विकास जी, क्या आप अभी दिल्ली में हैं? क्या आपने आपके डीएनए सैंपल्स दिल्ली पुलिस को दिया है?
जी जी, दे दिए मैंने।
और उससे क्या आपको कुछ कंफर्मेशन मिला है कि जो भी बॉडी पार्ट्स फॉरेस्ट में मिला है वो श्रद्धा की है?
नहीं, अभी रिपोर्ट तो आई नहीं है, ऐसे बोल रहे हैं वो लोग।
आप दिल्ली में हैं अभी?
नहीं, अभी मुंबई में हूँ।
और आपको दिल्ली पुलिस अब तक क्या कम्युनिकेशन दिया है विकास जी इन्वेस्टिगेशन के बारे में आफ्ताब के खिलाफ? कि क्या सबूत मिला है उनको?
नहीं, फिलहाल तो कुछ बता नहीं रहे वो लोग कि अभी रिपोर्ट डीएनए रिपोर्ट जब तक नहीं आती है तब तक कुछ नहीं बोल सकते, ऐसे बोल रहे।
विकास जी, हमको ये जानकारी मिला है कि मई के पहले भी एक बार आफ्ताब ने श्रद्धा को मारने के लिए कोशिश की। क्या उस समय श्रद्धा ने आपको कॉल किया? नहीं, मुझे कुछ बताया नहीं तभी। तो आपको कुछ जानकारी नहीं था कि श्रद्धा ने शायद एक अब्यूसिव रिलेशनशिप में थी? क्या बताइए।
नहीं, आप पूछिए।
आपने लास्ट कब बात की श्रद्धा से, और क्या उस समय आपने आफ्ताब के बारे में, उनके रिलेशनशिप के बारे में पूछा था विकास जी?
नहीं, उनके रिलेशनशिप के बारे में तो पहले ही पता था मुझे, 2020 में
जी। लेकिन
और लास्ट बात मेरी 2021 में हुई है, अराउंड अगस्त में।
और उस समय कुछ नहीं बोली थी रिलेशनशिप के बारे में, आफ्ताब के बारे में?
नहीं, ऐसे तो उनके मतलब रिलेशनशिप के बारे में, मतलब झगड़े के बारे में कुछ बताया नहीं था मुझे, लेकिन मेरे वाइफ को बताया था उसके पहले, जो 2020 से पहले।
ये भी जानकारी मिल रहा है विकास जी कि एक बार जब आपने श्रद्धा से बात करने की कोशिश की, ये सालों पहले की बात है, उस समय थोड़ा सा दिक्कत हुआ था कि श्रद्धा बोल दिया कि मैं कोर्ट भी जाऊंगी आपके खिलाफ। क्या ये सच है?
वो जब घर छोड़ के चले गई तब उसके जाने से पहले उसने बोला कि मैं अभी मतलब 25 साल की हो गई हूँ, तो अभी मैं खुद का मतलब
मैं अडल्ट हूँ।
जी, मैं अडल्ट हूँ, तो आप कुछ मत कीजिए। अगर कुछ भी अगर होता है तो मैं जिम्मेदार हूँ, ऐसे बोल।
तो उसके बाद क्या आपने कभी कोशिश किया श्रद्धा से बात करने के लिए और उनको वापस घर आने के लिए?
बहुत बार किया मैंने कोशिश, लेकिन मुझे कुछ बताया नहीं उसने कहाँ जाती है, क्या कहाँ रहती है।
जी, और क्या आपने आफ्ताब से भी ज्यादातर बात की, या उनसे भी लास्ट कब मुलाकात या बात हुआ था?
किससे?
आफ्ताब से।
आफ्ताब से तो मेरी बात ही नहीं होती थी।
विकास जी, जैसे हम अभी रिपोर्ट कर रहे थे कि अभी भी एविडेंस पुलिस ढूंढ रहे हैं, जैसे श्रद्धा के बॉडी पार्ट्स अभी देख रहे हैं छतरपुर के फॉरेस्ट में, मर्डर वेपन नहीं मिला है। क्या आपको डर है कि ज़्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग एविडेंस नहीं मिलेगा और एज अ रिजल्ट ऑफ दैट आफ्ताब को ज़्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग पनिशमेंट नहीं मिलेगा?
नहीं, मुझे ऐसा लग तो रहा है कि उसको कम पनिशमेंट मिलेगा ही, अगर उसने ये किया है, अगर पॉजिटिव रिजल्ट आते हैं तो।
क्योंकि अब तक मर्डर वेपन नहीं मिला विकास जी, श्रद्धा के फोन भी नहीं मिला अब तक।
जी जी जी, वो दिल्ली पुलिस अभी ढूंढ रहे हैं।
तो आपको लगता है, और आप पूरे सेटिस्फाइड हो दिल्ली पुलिस के जांच से?
जी उनकी तो इन्वेस्टिगेशन अच्छी चल रही है, मुझे तो लगता है कि इसका नतीजा अच्छा ही निकलेगा।
विकास जी, जैसे मतलब एक दो दिन से जितना भी इंफॉर्मेशन निकल रहा है इस केस में, कैसे आफ्ताब ने बहुत अब्यूज़ किया श्रद्धा को, कैसे ये पूरा हत्या किया था, कवरअप किया था, आपको क्या लगता है कि आपके हिसाब से जस्टिस कैसे मिलेगा इस केस में?
जस्टिस तो मुझे तो, मैं तो एक्सपेक्ट कर रहा हूँ जो उसने किया है उसकी सजा सिर्फ फांसी होनी चाहिए उसको, और कुछ नहीं।
It really has been, and I hear our viewers thinking that it's just one lurid, horrifying revelation after another in this case. That's the reason why we've attempted to, at least at our end, to try and contextualize some of the things that have been coming out from Delhi police sources, because we understand this is a story of extreme sensitivity. Now, the police has revealed that the accused, Aaftab Poonawala, was inspired by American crime show Dexter to commit this brutal murder, or at least in the precision with which he disposed of the body. Now, many people would be skeptical. Why would someone who's been caught actually admit something like that? Well, that's what the Delhi police is telling journalists. Police are also revealing gory details about the accused's Google search history, where he looked for the method to clean blood best and to read about the human anatomy. Here's what they've been telling us.
A cold-blooded killing bordering on methodology of a psychopath. A calculated butchery fueled, in part at least, by a Google search. A meticulous plot to dispose of body parts and destroy evidence. Even as the entire country reels under shock over the gruesome murder of Shraddha Walkar. Chilling details about the alleged murderer Aftab Poonawala have emerged. Police sources have now revealed that before committing the crime, Aftab watched many crime movies and popular web series, including the American serial killer drama Dexter. Aftab, after strangulating Shraddha, allegedly hacked her body into small parts and kept them in black poly bags stored in a fridge bought the day after the killing. He disposed of the body parts, very much like Dexter's main character, Dexter Morgan, who plays a serial killer. In the show, Dexter kills his victims in plastic-wrapped rooms while wearing gloves, dismembers their corpses, and then dumps them in the Gulf Stream of the Atlantic Ocean. Aftab, on the other hand, is said to have cut Shraddha's body into 35 pieces and dumped them in the forested parts of Delhi's Chhatarpur. Aftab had studied hotel management and worked as a chef for a few years. He'd undergone 2 weeks of training on how to cut meat, which he used to chop Shraddha's body. According to investigators, Aftab says he kept seeing Shraddha's face after keeping her head in his refrigerator, which strikes a resemblance to American serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer. Aftab even Googled methods to clean blood traces and DNA to wipe off evidence. The Delhi murder is another example of how real life can inspire real-life ghastly crimes. At least, that's what investigators claim so far. The story is still unfolding and many details are yet to emerge. With Arvind Ojha and Shreya Chatterjee in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
And I want to show you, for our viewers who are not familiar with the national capital where this crime was allegedly committed and where the body was disposed of, let me show you a bird's eye view of this location. This is a part of South Delhi, viewer, not very far from the Delhi-Haryana border where that other big suburb of Gurugram happens to be situated. But take a look at what that particular area looks like. This is in South Delhi. We first show you where Aftab used to live. That is his flat in the Mehroli area. That's where he lived. He and Shraddha used to live there. And that is the location where he first murdered and allegedly butchered Shraddha. Then from there, it's just a 10-minute walk into what you see here, which is basically the Chhatarpur Mehroli forested area. It's a thick jungle-like wood. It's called the Ridge in many places as well. It's a 10-minute walk from his house down there. He walks 10 minutes up here. And this entire thing is a couple of square kilometers in terms of area, and it is in places chosen by Aftab across this forested area where the body parts of Shraddha were allegedly disposed of in plastic bags. So he used to go from his house into this forested area, on foot every day for a number of days until he had disposed of all those parts. Some parts have been recovered, but some have still not been recovered. So this is the map of the flat and the place where the body parts have been disposed of. Now remember, this is a story that's still very much unfolding. We've listed for you the dozen missing links that continue to be out there. Everything that we've told you so far is subject to change because we hear that Aaftab Poonawala is changing his statements literally every passing hour. And that's also one of the reasons why the police has asked for a narco test. All of the images, all of the information, remember it very carefully, and our coverage will continue on the other side where we've got 2 more news breaks taking the story forward. Stay with me.
The men and women who built Indian industry, and the young guns who are shaping tomorrow's India. From storied careers to unicorn dreams.
The equity market is a dynamic space that needs sharper insights and perfect timing. What stock, what fund, what to pick and what to sell.
How do you make money on the markets? And what are the superior strategies for a winning portfolio?
Your questions answered by 30 years undisputed leadership.
Only with Business Today Television.
With every sunrise comes new beginnings, new opportunities and new stories. And that's why we're first up. While you're sleeping, we're hard at work to ensure you get the perfect news shot every morning. Get you all the updates. Our morning mission to get you news that's fresh and packed with flavor. Watch First Up every weekday morning with me, Akshata Nandagopal, right here on India Today.
हाँ, क्रिकेट भी खेल लेता हूँ कभी-कभी।
तो हो जाए 2-2 हाथ।
चलिए।
बैटिंग करते हो, बॉलिंग करते हो?
नहीं, मैं बैटिंग ही करता हूँ।
सिर्फ बैटिंग ही करता हूँ।
फील्डिंग आपसे करवाऊंगा आज।
तो रविंद्र जडेजा हो, इरफान पठान, यूसुफ पठान, हार्दिक पांड्या, कई सारे लोग यहाँ गुजराती बैकग्राउंड से आ रहे हैं।
गुजरात के हर एक गली में आपको एक यूसुफ पठान मिलेगा। कोई और गली में जाओगे तो रविंद्र जडेजा मिलेगा। उससे आगे जाओगे तो विराट कोहली मिलेगा।
Welcome back to our coverage of the Aaftab Shraddha murder case. Now, there are even more revelations that have come forward, and I want to take you through each and every one of them. They've just come in via our crime bureau. Number one, police sources tell India Today that Aaftab has confessed that he burnt Shraddha Walkar's face to conceal her identity after killing her. He's also admitted to Googling ways to dispose of the body. Investigators have also revealed that Aftab ordered food from Zomato, watched Netflix, had a few beers and smoked after cutting up Shraddha's body into at least 35 pieces. He allegedly also kept the water running in the bathroom where he killed her, where he also cut the body up. The shower was kept running to soften the dead body so it apparently becomes easier to cut. Aftab is also said to have bought a vacuum cleaner to ensure no traces of blood were left behind. He'd used a strong chemical to wipe off all stains from the fridge and the apartment. The police say that Aftab sat on Shraddha's chest and strangulated her on their bed in their Chhatarpur flat. This happened on the 18th of May between 8 and 10 p.m. is what the police tell us. And remember, things are moving so rapidly on this story. It's always important to remember the timeline and the important persons so far in this unfolding story, because it will get more complicated. It was in 2019 that Aftab met Shraddha on a dating app and they moved into a flat in Vasai in Maharashtra. In April 2022, Aftab and Shraddha visited a hill station and decided to move to Delhi because their parents, both the sets of parents, were not in favor of their interfaith relationship. Between the 8th and 9th of May this year, the couple came to Delhi and started living in that flat. On the 15th of May is when they rented a flat in Chhatarpur, the one that I just showed you on that map. And Aftab then got a job at a BPO, a call center. On the 18th of May this year, Aftab is alleged to have committed the crime, strangled Shraddha on their bed. The murder, like I said, took place somewhere between 8 to 10 p.m. on the 18th of May this year. The body was allegedly kept in the same room all night. 19th of May, after Aftab chopped up Shraddha's body, it was kept in the refrigerator. He went out and bought a fridge the next day, and the body parts were kept frozen inside that refrigerator. 26th of May, he took 54,000 rupees from Shraddha's account. There was an electronic transmission between her account and his account on the 26th of May. And then he started working at a call center. On the 20th of May, between the 20th of May and the 4th of June, Aftab, walking on foot just 10 minutes from his house into that Chhatarpur forest, disposed of the pieces of Shraddha Walkar one by one in black polythene bags. He would step out post 2 a.m. early in the morning, under cover of darkness, carried the body parts in black bags and disposed of them in a very thick forest. Till the 9th of June 2022, Aftab impersonated Shraddha, allegedly on social media. He kept paying Shraddha's, mobile and other bills as well to make it seem like she was still alive. It was in September 2022, just a couple of months ago, that Shraddha's friend told her father, Vikas Walkar, that she is not responding to messages and she is no longer taking calls. This was the first point at which suspicions were raised. It was on 6th of October 2022 that the Mumbai police registered a complaint and a missing persons report. On the 3rd of November, that's this month, the Aftab statement was recorded by the Mumbai police. Then Aaftab returned to Delhi. After that, he was summoned to Mumbai. He gave his statement. He came back to Delhi. Between the 6th and 8th of November this year, Shraddha's family came to Delhi to look for her. They had no idea where she was, even though she was estranged. 10th of November, the FIR was filed by the Delhi police because now it became pretty clear that something terrible had happened to her. On the 12th of November, Aftab was finally arrested. That's when India Today broke the story as well. 16th of November 2022, 13 bones recovered from the Chhatarpur forest. So from 2019, when they first met, until now, that is the entire timeline of this terrible saga. We've got more breaking news coming in now. Union Minister Kaushal Kishore's remarks have stirred a big row now. Insensitive, shameful remarks from a central government minister. Kaushal Kishore says girls should not opt for live-in relationships. Minister Kaushal Kishore says live-in with partners after getting parents' consent only. Get married instead of opting for a live-in relationship. You can always depend on our politicians to weigh in where they are not required. Sheila Dikshit had done it many years ago after the murder of Soumya Vishwanathan, saying girls should be careful and not work so late. And now you've got Kaushal Kishore, a central government minister, saying educated women should learn from uneducated girls and listen to their parents and not opt for live-in relationships. Who is Minister Kaushal Kishore to lecture women on the choices they make, saying don't opt for live-in relationships?
श्रद्धा हत्याकांड जो हुआ का जो मैटर है गलत है। लिव इन रिलेशनशिप में किसी को नहीं जाना चाहिए और जो लड़कियां लिव इन रिलेशनशिप में जा रही जिसके साथ रहना चाहती हैं उनको बाकायदा कोर्ट में लिखा पढ़ी करानी चाहिए, शादी करनी चाहिए। अगर आपको उस तरह रहना है तो आप शादी करके रहो। और लिव इन रिलेशनशिप तो दोस्ती होती है, थोड़े दिन चलती है, कभी ना कभी है क्रिकेट होती है, फिर लड़की दबाव डालती है, क्या करती है। तो इस तरह का जिस तरह के हत्याकांड हुआ, अब ये योजनाबद्ध तरीके से हुआ, कैसे हुआ, कुछ ना कुछ कारण तो जरूर रहा होगा। लेकिन मैं लड़कियों से अनुरोध करना चाहता हूँ कि कम से कम उन गैर पढ़ी लिखी लड़कियों से इस बात का सबक लेना चाहिए कि वो लिव इन रिलेशनशिप में शायद कोई जाती हो, लेकिन ज़्यादातर पढ़ी लिखी लड़कियां लिव इन रिलेशनशिप में जा रही हैं। उनको इस बात से सीख लेनी चाहिए, श्रद्धा हो या किसी और हो, उनकी इन घटनाओं से उनको सीख लेनी चाहिए हमको। और अपने माँ बाप जो होंगे, जो पाल पोस कर बड़ा करते हैं, उनकी मर्जी से ही किसी के साथ रहना चाहिए।
Akshay Dongre live with us on this story. Akshay, we can always depend on our politicians to put their foot in their mouths with regressive claims. Here comes Central Minister Kaushal Kishore lecturing women on whether or not they should choose to, have live-in relationships.
Well, absolutely, Shiv, and thank you for saying it, the way it should have been said. There was no need, absolutely, for a central minister to talk about this issue in such an insensitive manner. There are thousands and thousands of people who are living in a live-in relationship across the country, across the world, and doesn't make sense for him to say that this was perhaps a reason for the girl to be murdered in such a brutal manner. It is extremely insensitive, to say the least. The girl was not killed just because she was living in a live-in relationship. The man who she was living with was a criminal, and that is it. Nobody is to be blamed in this particular murder but the person who has killed this girl for whatever reason. It's extremely unfortunate that the politicians, be it any party, they will come in, they will talk on the headline grabbing issues. They will say something that will be an embarrassment for everything, and then they will be saying that their statements have been misinterpreted by the media and they were trying to say something else. So extremely unfortunate, and at a time when the investigations are going on, when the family already is grieving for their dead daughter, the politician, especially central minister, should have avoided such kind of a statement, which not only will be Absolutely, Shiv.
Absolutely. Thanks, Akshay, for that. Can't promise that more politicians won't step in to say things of this kind, but that's the way it is really in a democracy, even at this very, very sensitive time. Now, remember, the cast of characters so far in this story is hugely important. So I want to take you through it so you understand fully along with me where things are actually at. Aaftab Poonawala and Shraddha Walkar met way back in 2019. They'd been in a relationship since that time. Vikas Walkar, who India Today has spoken to twice, is the father, and he had filed a complaint in October this year after many friends had sort of raised the alarm. Rajat Shukla is another friend of Shraddha's who has spoken to India Today a number of times. He knew about the abusive behavior and has also been prepared to speak about it with the police. There is another friend called Lakshman Nadar. He got a text saying that Aftab will actually kill her. It was another threatening text. All of these provided the context of that abusive relationship that this 27-year-old woman was suffering at this point of time. And then there is Anil Singh, the doctor, who's provided a crucial piece of information about treating a cut that Aftab allegedly sustained, possibly while in the act of butchering his girlfriend. So these are the characters, and the number of characters here will grow in the days coming up because more and more people will possibly be questioned. We're going to keep that story on prime focus here on India Today. We broke it and we won't let you miss a thing, covering it with sensitivity and accuracy going forward. I'm going to leave you now with a different message. The Sahitya Aaj Tak and Sahitya English Literature Fest is coming up this weekend. It kicks off tomorrow in the national capital. Entry is free. Even better news, you get to see me. I'm just kidding. Lots of great people at Sahitya. I'll be there as well. You can catch me. I'll be signing my books. I'll be talking about many things. Here's more.
India's grandest literature festival is back. Sahitya English 2022. Featuring some of the most critically acclaimed and popular writers like Ashwin Sanghi, Ravinder Singh, Ankur Warikoo, Aanchal Malhotra, Sam Dalrymple, Swami Gaur Gopal Das, Deepthi Nawal, and P. Chidambaram. And enthralling audiences will be Ayushmann Khurrana, Seema Auntie of Indian Matchmaking, and the team of upcoming Netflix series Kala. And entertainment with Kutle Khan, Aziz Kaur, Bismil Band, and a grand finale performance by B. Proc. So see you all at the biggest literary platform on 18th, 19th and 20th November at Major Dhyan Chand Stadium, Delhi.